So let's think about this for a second. What if your life wasn't just, a journey, but a game? A massive cosmic video game with a really specific purpose. Today, we're going to unpack a powerful philosophical message that frames our entire human experience in exactly that way. And, maybe more importantly, how we can actually start winning.
Okay, so here's the starting point. The game begins with this incredibly powerful premise. You, humanity. We are the absolute pinnacle of creation. That's our fundamental identity, our starting character sheet, if you will. But if that's really true, it brings up a pretty immediate and, honestly, kind of uncomfortable question. And there's the twist. Even though we're supposed to be the crown of creation, our performance as, custodians of this planet has been so poor that we're basically in breach of contract with the Creator. This right here, this sets up the central conflict of our whole story, this huge gap between our amazing potential and where we're actually at right now.
So what went wrong, right? What's the bug in our system? Well, according to this philosophy, it all comes down to a state of unconsciousness, a really fundamental glitch in how we've been playing this whole game of life.
Now, the key thing to understand about this unconsciousness is that it's not about being evil. It's not about malice. It's just a simple lack of awareness. It's that state of being, oblivious. Acting without really seeing the full chain reaction of consequences that ripples out from every single choice we make.
And listen, this isn't just some abstract philosophical idea. The source points to some very real, very concrete symptoms of this glitch in action. We're talking about things like poaching and killing animals just for money, operating in these destructive black markets, or, let's be honest, treating our own planet like it's a giant garbage can. All of these actions are seen as symptoms of this really deep, profound disconnection. And this just perfectly illustrates the core of the problem. It's such a powerful metaphor for self-destruction, isn't it? See, this isn't about some external enemy we're fighting. The glitch is causing us to harm ourselves. We're sawing away, completely oblivious to the simple fact that when that branch finally breaks, we're going down with it.
But okay, here's where the story takes a much more hopeful turn. Because, like in any good video game, right after you've faced the big problem, you get a choice. You get a chance to power up, to fix the glitch, and to finally advance to the next level. And the message is, we are at that exact moment right now. I mean, think about it. For literally thousands of years, the game was pretty much stuck on this endless loop of bickering and fighting. But the source actually pinpoints a very specific moment for this turning point, the year 2012. It's presented as this major marker, a moment when our collective consciousness started to shift, when we started to make a collective decision to embrace the light.
And what's really interesting is that the catalyst for this big change wasn't some huge victory or a new discovery, it was just simple exhaustion. A collective weariness with all the conflict. We finally reached that point in the video game where we are just fundamentally tired of the darkness and we're ready, really ready, to find a better way to play.
So, okay, if we're ready to level up, how do we actually do it? Well, the upgrade isn't something external. It's not a new piece of tech. It's not some new political system. The source frames the solution as something deeply, deeply personal. It's all about tending to our own internal garden.
And this whole upgrade is laid out as a 4-step process. First, you just have to realize that this internal garden of yours even exists. That's step 1. From there, it's all about active maintenance, You got to start pulling the weeds of negativity, watering the seeds with love, patience, and kindness, and finally, reestablishing that direct connection to the divine that was actually there the whole time.
And let me tell you, the payoff for doing this inner work is absolutely immense. We're not talking about a small tweak here. The source is clear. When you begin to truly experience that divinity within you, on a moment-by-moment basis, your entire life will just turn around. You become that missing piece of the puzzle, totally essential to the whole picture.
So, what happens when we all start tending our own gardens? I mean, what does that next level of the game even look like? This is where we really get a glimpse into the grand, beautiful vision for humanity's future.
The source uses this really beautiful metaphor of a metamorphosis to explain it. Right now, you could say we're like the worm, busy building its cocoon, mostly asleep to our real potential. But the dream, that next level, is for us to become the butterfly, fully transformed, completely aware of the entire universe, and totally one with the Creator.
And this is so important. This transformation isn't the end of the game. Not at all. It's actually the beginning of the real game.
The reward for leveling up isn't a game over screen. It's getting access to even more challenging, more rewarding levels. It's an infinite journey of growth and discovery that just goes on and on.
So as we start to wrap this up, the source leaves us with a couple of things to just ponder. The first one is a really simple but profound question. With all the seriousness of this cosmic journey we're on, can you still find the joy in it? Can you just laugh at life?
And finally, this last thought. This whole journey of leveling up, of tending the garden, it's really all about reconnecting with something pure that's already inside us. So the ultimate question is a really personal one. Where is your sense of wonder, your joy, your playfulness? Where is your inner child?